What's up, everyone? This is DyanaRozay. Welcome to my channel. You saw the thumbnail, you know exactly why you're here. I bring a unique commentary to your favorite reality TV shows and whatever is popping on social media. Be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and that notification bell. Also, guys, I appreciate every single one of you for rocking with me. What's up, everyone? Hey, chat, please hit that like and subscribe. We got a lot to talk about today. Hi, LS. Go ahead and happy Memorial Day, Rosa Thomas. Hey, everybody. Hey, get a clue. Hey, MN, thank you for showing up today as a moderator. Hey, Gladys, I appreciate you showing up today. Hi, Ebony. Y'all know what to do. Let me know what city you guys are coming from, what city and state, please. I like to see where everybody is tuning in from. Hi there. Hey, Mira Bird. Welcome to the channel, you guys. Thank you so much. Hey, April. Want to make sure that you guys can hear me. London. Hey, D. Thank you. Hey, Chicago. Hey, Philadelphia. Hey, Toronto. Hey, Linda Gamble. Thank you for showing up for me today. Hi, I think that is Willingboro, New Jersey, South Florida. What's up? Happy Memorial Day to all of you, everyone who served. Thank you so much. All the way from London, England. Thank you so much. More Florida, more Cali. All right, guys. St. Louis, Miss Nicole. I used to live there. And Ohio, born and raised. Hey, North Carolina. Thank you guys for showing up. I got 95 of you watching, 39 likes. If you guys could hit the like on your way in, please and thank you. That will help alert others. I got a little message for you guys today. And then we're going to get into these reality TV shows and some hot topics. Come on in, Decatur, Georgia. Houston, what's up? My dog's name is Houston. Tisa Talks. You probably know that. You've probably seen him on my live before. Okay, guys, thank y'all for showing up for me today. 104 of you are watching. 57 have hit the like button. If you could all hit the like button when you come in, that would be great. And we're going to get this party started, okay? I guess you guys took a little time out from your picnics and your cookouts to join the live. I appreciate that. Let me get the little screen off. Here we go. I'm sitting in a different location today, so I want to make sure that my lighting is okay. So yes, welcome to everyone who's come in. Ladell Baisley, I believe that's pronounced. Nikita from Columbus. Welcome to all of you. As you come in, go ahead and hit the like button. Oh, I got Trinidad and Tobago in the house as well. Okay, thank you guys. So look, I'm going to get started with a little comment first about something that happened over the weekend. Some may know, some may not. Hey, Mira Bird, as you said, Memorial Day is to remember the fallen comrades. That's right. That's right. Excuse me. To all who served and gave their lives to this nation. That's right. So a lot of us have family who have served. I've shared on this channel before that Black women in particular are the fastest growing demographic in the military right now. So that is a huge deal, more than any other group, right? Get a Clue said originally called Decoration Day, Monday's holiday honors all soldier who passed away during service to the nation. Memorial Day was declared a national holiday through the Act of Congress in 1971. Look, I get a clue with a little history. And then it continues. She said, and its roots date back to the Civil War era, according to the United States Department of Veteran Affairs. Okay, thank you. My husband is a veteran. A lot of my family are veterans, actually. A lot of my family served. My father served in Vietnam. So yeah, a lot of us have family who've served or we served ourselves. So for sure. Okay. I appreciate you guys for showing up and thank you. Get a Clue for that history lesson, girl. That was awesome. I'm going to also share Miss Rosa Thomas' statement. She said that she is a disabled veteran, remembering her brother who had passed away in Nam when she was 3. Okay. I'm sorry to hear that, but yes, thank you. And thank your brother, of course, for everything that they did so that we are here today, right? Okay, so you guys, let me just see what we got here. We got 140 of you watching. I appreciate, again, all of you who showed up today. So I wanted to give a comment before we get started regarding some videos, an interview that I have posted. I recently posted this interview starting on Saturday. And it's an interview to my channel. And it was provided by Dr. Michael Robinson, and he's interviewing Miss Vanessa. If you have not had a chance to see it, I hope you do, because it's really good. It's super insightful, a lot of exclusive information, a lot of eye-opening information. I drop the video the way people watch my videos. Every single channel has analytics. So in those analytics, it lets you know who the people who show up for you on your channel. Every time you drop a video, it tells you exactly when they come, what they watch, and then when they drop off. So sometimes people watch it all the way through. Most of the time you don't, because your attention spans are really short. That's all people. So if y'all notice, the longest videos I have on my page are lives, and it gets the most views when you guys are actually on with me like you are now, and you're participating in it. So I will be happy to drop the full length of the video in a live later tonight if you would like that, because a lot of people have been saying things about that. You've never said that before. That's the first time I've heard it, but I can definitely help you out with that if that's what you're looking for. But what I wanted to also communicate is that Dr. Robinson, who I actually interviewed on my channel on the men's panel. I don't know if you had an opportunity to say that. I mentioned it in the video. A lot of you came over for that. A lot of you said that you loved it, that you found it, very insightful. You'd like to hear a man's point of view. He was very much an integral part of me getting that men's group together and actually selecting the members of the panel. So Dr. Robinson and I have talked for, I think, a little over a year, maybe more, just about the show and just, other things that I've helped him with and that he's helped me with. And in doing so, when he did this interview, he said to me, I would like to bring this video to your channel exclusively. And he told me that before he actually interviewed Miss Vanessa. He said, this is your video to view exclusively. And you guys, that happens a lot. That's normal for a lot of YouTubers who may get information that is exclusive to their channel. Sometimes people put it behind a paywall, and sometimes they don't. I did not want to put it behind a paywall. I thought that you all should hear it, all of you who wanted to hear it. And so that's what I did. And I realized that a few people, I shouldn't even say a lot, it was just a few people may have unknowingly posted the video. And since then, I've asked them to take that down from their platform. That was my request. And they all cooperated. There was not a problem with that. Okay, I told them that I would follow up with them and that they could actually repost it. I said, even though this is exclusive to my channel, I'm okay with you guys reposting it. Just let me move forward with releasing the video the way I wanted to release it. Okay. And this is, again, is very common amongst all YouTubers. There isn't one YouTuber that I am familiar with who does not have content that is exclusive to their channel, period. My platform is like every other YouTuber's platform. Everybody that you follow, everyone that you enjoy, we are all using this channel as a business. We submit all of our information, social security number, all of that stuff to YouTube. They have our entire history. They basically confirm our addresses and all of that stuff, because this is a business that we are using on their platform. So my platform is absolutely no different from anyone else's, and I treat it accordingly. And I do know that others do as well. So I ask for the same respect. That's it. For the small minority of you who have come over to my platforms and made comments instead of asking questions, I hope that this addresses all of that for you. I did follow proper protocol 100% to a T, okay? And again, everyone was cooperative and understanding in removing it, and I don't have any problem or beef with my fellow YouTubers. That's it. I also want to thank once again Dr. Robinson and his wife, Mrs. Robinson, for allowing me to move forward with this content. They reached out to me and asked me to use it on my channel. So I just wanted to say that to all of you who are confused or may have some questions. Again, I think that it is a small minority of you who may have a question, not all of you, but I do think that you deserved an explanation. So that's all I wanted to share. Let's see. Let's see if people have questions. Were you in the comments calling Anonymous a clown? I actually was having a conversation with Anonymous, who was basically telling me I was wrong. So I will say that she was sharing with me that I was wrong, but in regards to the people that I consider my fellow YouTubers, people I do business with, I told them that they could have the video once I had finished the use on my page. So that's all I want to say about that. Let's see what else. Let's see. I appreciate you, Cinnamon Swirl. I do believe that I am a class act as well. A lot of people don't always understand how YouTube works. And so they may have misinformation that they give to people, and then a lot of it, once that misinformation goes out, everybody starts running with that. But that was not the case. And so when people share misinformation and get people all riled up, making them think that there's something else going on, I'm just like, I don't understand it. Like I said, a lot of people came over. A few people came over. I don't even want to say that. A few people came over and had some things to say. They didn't ask me questions. They just made comments and then they left. And that's the only reason why I'm addressing it now. I want you guys to know that. Okay. Let's see what else is going on. Emin says, Diana, not sure if you know, but my husband is an attorney. If you need anything, please let me know. I appreciate that. Okay. And Emma, I did talk to someone, but I will talk to your husband as well, if that's the case. Okay. That's it. So at the end of the day, guys, here's the situation. I hope that answered your questions. Now let's move on to the reality TV segment of this. Okay. Hopefully that answered it. If not, you can follow up with me in a DM and I'll be happy to talk to you. Thank you. I appreciate that, Sharon. Because again, I don't have any problems with any YouTubers, not a one. People, we are all here to do one thing, to do business. So hopefully you understand and we can move on. All right, y'all, let's talk about RHOA first. How about that? Okay, so RHOA had a couple of scenes that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Number one, if you did not get a chance to see it, you can check it out on my Facebook page, which is DyanaRozay Real Talk. Okay, thank you to get a clue. I appreciate that too. Roger that. We're gonna just end it. There was a scene on Real Housewives of Atlanta with Miss Sheree. I told you guys a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month or two ago, that she was supposed to expose a health issue this season. It looks like it happened last night. She has fibroids, according to what they did show us. Okay, but one of the things she said was that she had several, or the doctor said was that she had several fibroids the size of a lemon, is what they said. Okay. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with that or if you have much experience with that, but Sheree was talking about how she's trying to get her groove on with who, Snail. And one of the things that's never going down if you have fibroids, several the size of a lemon, is that. And I actually did my last review with Martell and the Upscale Party, where I said that Sheree was a friend girl without the D. And I gave a shout out to Ashley Silva. I said, at the end of the day, Sheree's not getting the D. And I'm telling you now, them size of a lemon fibroids did not just happen. Okay. Let's see. What do you got to say? So how much is she having? I thought she said 7. She said, okay, she said 7. I thought I heard her say several. What I can say, y'all, is that if she has several, that's not going down, which means, again, it confirms that this is not a real relationship. So both of them, Sheree and Martell on both sides, are basically playing the audience for stupid, like we have no idea what is going on, okay? And we do. Carmel Fox said, say that, Dyana. Facts, y'all. So at the end of the day, Sheree, just being a woman, should have known better than to allow those words to act like, oh, I'm getting busy, and how long will it take me to get back together? Because after she gave her the options of surgery versus shrinking them, and she was like, oh, if you shrink them, you can get back to having sex, and you can get back to exercising. Oh yeah, because sex is a girl. Bye. That was probably the worst scene ever. And I do hope that Andy Cohen or somebody talks about it, because that was just, Dyana, you are 100% correct. I had them. They weren't that bad, but they were unpredictable. Facts. Facts. He said the size of a lemon. A lemon. Oh my gosh. So anyways, that was one of the scenes that disturbed me. The other scene from that show was Marlo shutting everybody down once again, like a child, shutting everybody down when they're asking questions. Sometimes they're not even asking her the question, but doing that. And then, you guys, when she had her little scene with her niece, I believe, and she is sharing the passing of her nephew. I just wanted to say, has this always been her beef with Kandi, that she believes that Kandi should have been, I don't know, had paid more attention to her, or giving her more empathy, I think is the word she used, because her nephew had on, she said he had on his chef uniform. That's the picture they put on the cover of his funeral pamphlet. And it confused the hell out of me. Like, why did you even put him that suit? Number one. Oh, and she also said that it was someone that he had met at Kandi's restaurant that ended up taking his life because they were roommates. So that was it. That was the situation. My question to you guys is, do y'all think that Kandi has something to do with the way Marlo is showing grief right now? Or is Marlo just being off the chain? Because I have never seen anything like that in my life. Let's see what Exodus had to say. That is crazy to have that many and not know until now. Did she ever go for her annual exams? It would have been found out and dealt with years ago. I don't know, because that would be painful. Fibroids are painful, especially that size. You can tell your belly grows. There's a whole lot of things going on. So it just didn't seem okay. Let's see what else. But they showed the obituary. Marlo lied. So I think it was on, the one they passed out at the church. They did show that. So are you saying that there's another photo that Marlo is lying about? And she gave us that one, gave production that one. Let's see. Get a Clue said Kandi has experienced trauma too. She has talked about a lot of things that has happened in her life. You are right. So everyone responds differently to grief. Marlo comes off like she needs rehab. She is a little extra this season. Mira Bird says, no, I don't think that Kandi has anything to do with Marlo's behavior. Okay. She knew about those fibroids because you can't ignore them. You really can't. They're very painful. And if anybody has gone through the surgery, you know what it's like to get you there, right? You know that you are usually, I can't walk, I can't do anything. You're constantly having to check yourself because you're having other problems, feminine problems. Jill Gray said that as friends alone, Kandi should have sent flowers or sympathy card, and the fact that he worked for Kandi. Okay, Jill's coming with a very different perspective, and I appreciate it, because that's one of the things that Marlo is saying. She's like, basically, I told her one night, the next day, she act like she never heard it. And she said that she was bothered by it, and she felt like Kandi should have said something. She even asked one of the other, I forgot her name, but she asked someone else, what would you have done? And they was like, definitely sent flowers, definitely sent over a platter of food, definitely would have asked you what you needed and followed up with you. So for sure. Okay, thank you, MN, for letting us know what is going on with the chat. We got 299 of you watching. If you could just hit that like button on your way in, please and thank you. What else is going on? Tamika Rush said he was not working for Candy when he passed away. That is true. He was not. But for some reason, she's just associating all of that particular trauma to Candy because he did work there. And the person that was his roommate who ended up, doing the horrible deed actually took his life. So I want to read this comment right here about Cynthia Bailey. She said that she had it and talked about it thoroughly. She really did on the show. And Sheree never mentioned the issue. I do remember Cynthia Bailey talking about it and all the way through the process of her like losing her belly because she was, her belly was ballooning. She said she didn't know why. And she also said she just didn't feel like herself. Let's see. We are all human. We will never agree. I applaud you for being professional, respectful of other creators. Sure, Stormy need that lesson. Thank you, sweet thing. As I said, I'm totally okay. Those other YouTubers will get the video, just like I promised. So not a big deal for me. But I wanted to just post your comment, and I appreciate you. Linda Gamble, hey, she's saying hello to someone. Sheree, let's see. Sheree is probably just now getting health insurance to find out that she is this far along in the fibroid journey. Okay. Okay. Those are great comments. Okay. Now I wanted to talk to you guys about, who else do I want to talk to you about? It's about Latrice and Cliff. We needed to talk to you. We need to talk Latrice and Cliff last week when we discussed these two from Belle Collective. We said we saw Latrice outside with her husband. And we saw Cliff going off on her. And we heard her say that she was incredibly embarrassed, right? She said, I am so embarrassed. I am so embarrassed. I can believe that he is doing this in front of all these people. I wish that, this would go away. And then she even, she made up an excuse for him. She was like, I love my husband no matter what. My mother went through this and I watched her stand by her man through very, abusive times. And I guess I'm just like my mother because I'm not going anywhere. Cliff is my husband. I love my husband and we will work through this. Even though right now I think Cliff and Latrice are sleeping in two different rooms, right? Vernita said, on Candy Speak on It, this happened 3 years ago with Marlo's nephew. I had fibroids and one was the size of an orange. Okay, girl. And yes, I used to work for GYN, so I'm pretty familiar too. Thank you for the comment. So anyways, y'all, let's see what else. So anyways, Latrice and her husband end up going back into the venue, back into the bar. And this time he stands in a corner and watches her, y'all, literally sipping his drink and watching her mouth move while she talked. And her friend Josh is saying to her, girl, I don't like this. Furthermore, I don't like what he's doing to you. I'm not comfortable with it. You need to rethink what is going on in your relationship. It's a real problem. And again, she was pretending like, it was no big deal for her. She did cry about it a little bit when Josh pulled her aside and said, I can't pretend that this isn't happening to you, which is what I said last week too. At the end of the day, you're not going to be okay with watching your friends hurt, period. You're never going to be okay with watching your friends hurt. You are always going to want them to do what's right and what's best. So I wanted to talk to you guys about that. I'm hoping that some of you can get up here and discuss it. And also in this discussion, because we had a few people last week share some things. So if anybody has an experience like this, I would also like you to share. Sometimes when we're watching these things on reality TV, we are watching in, it's going really fast paced, right? Everything that could possibly go wrong happens in one episode, even though in real life, it doesn't always happen like that. It's a little slower, right? It takes months to get to a certain thing and a certain thing and a certain thing. But we're watching these women in crazy relationships And what I wanted to ask you guys is, how long did it take you, if you've ever experienced a relationship like this, how long did it take you to get there? Because a narcissist typically gives you little bits and pieces of themselves. Um, and you don't always get the full picture up front. It takes a while to unravel. And that's what makes it so dangerous for all of us. You can be in that relationship and, oh, this happened, but maybe it's a one off. Maybe it won't happen again. And then all of a sudden, a couple of weeks later or a month later, this happened. And sometimes you're just, all in. You've already got the house, the car, the kids, all of that stuff. So I'm asking for people to come up and also share those stories, because I think that it's important for us as women, if we are here to share our stories, to offer testimony to people so that they can see what's going on in their relationship and, find a way to maneuver, whether it's maneuvering out or getting help in another way. But people need to be able to see, okay, how long it takes for people to get there. Because we're watching the show and then we get upset. We start cursing at the person that we're watching on television. And maybe Latrice is now figuring it out because she's bringing the story to the screen, right? Travelnista said Cliff should be embarrassed for his verbal and physical abuse of Latrice. Latrice needs to walk ASAP. Okay. And that's exactly what I want to know. Okay. And I'm not for sure if you said this last week, Flory, but someone did say on the panel last week that Latrice has daddy issues and that she was actually warned by her mother. But again, sometimes you could be warned, but when you are in love with someone or when you think you're in love, that's a chemical that's released in the brain. It becomes a high for you. It becomes a high, and people find it very hard to walk away. So it's not as easy as we think or as we say. Sometimes people got to go through some things before they get out of it. Get a clue said again, no real intervention is happening, though therapy should be a part of their contracts. I agree with you. We had that conversation too a couple weeks ago about having therapy on everybody's platform across the board if you're on a reality show. I just watched something a little earlier today. It was about what happens behind the scenes on reality shows, and also about morality clauses, because a lot of us are asking, how is Martell still on the show? Did he sign a morality clause? And most all shows have one. And that means that if there is anything that's conducted outside of the show that the show would consider a bad reflection of the network, of whomever, that they could be fired on the spot. Case in point, y'all know TJ Holmes and I forgot her name. I think it was Good Morning America, but they were carrying on, both of them married. These are people that came on every morning with a certain demographic of people who were drinking coffee and treated these people like family in their homes. And then all of a sudden you find out that they're having an affair on their spouses, right? They got caught. They came back to work on a Monday and then they were fired on a Tuesday, right? I don't know if it was that quick, but I think it happened within the same week that they were let go because people were upset. They were frustrated. And then the partners came out and said, we didn't know anything about this. And all of a sudden you're bringing the channel down because no one's paying attention to the news stories anymore. You're the news story. You've become the news story. So there was a morality clause there that they were able to move forward with firing them. CNN had a morality clause with what's his name? Don Lemon, clearly. They have asked him several times not to have certain conversations. And they even warned him before he was fired. Like, listen, this is your last warning. And Don actually realized that he was going to be fired. Whoever was talking to him in his earpiece saying, Don, cut it out. He literally said, could you stop talking to me? Because I can't hear myself think. So he was aware, this is my last hurrah. So I'm going to say what I'm going to say. You're not going to fire me tomorrow and not let me get this off on this guy telling me that there's something about the, I think, world. The Civil War was for Black people or something he was saying. Either whatever he was saying, Don was accurate in checking him, but he went a little too far, but he realized that that was going to be his last day. So he did what he needed to do. I don't blame him for that. And I don't even like Don Lemon. I'm going to be honest. Don't like him one bit. What else? Who else had a morality clause? Do anyone remember anything else? There was someone on Salt Lake City. I forgot her name. She was the Asian woman who had come out. There was a whole bunch of stuff going on during COVID. She had made some PSAs about people, she said something about stop Asian abuse, because people were, after, the president had came out and made some comments, people were being very, very ignorant. And what ended up happening, thank you so much, I appreciate you guys. What ended up happening was someone found some posts that she had on her Facebook page about the Black Lives Matter movement, and she wasn't being very sensitive about that. She said that those people deserve what they deserved, or deserve what they got. And I don't think it took Bravo 24 hours to get rid of her. She was gone. She was gone. Okay. Thank you. No, it wasn't Jen. It wasn't Jen. Was her name Jen too? I know there's Jen Shaw. It wasn't Jen Shaw, right? It was another lady. But you guys remember, it wasn't Jen Shaw. I think Jen Shaw is actually in prison, and her job is safe. I think that if she comes out and that show is still on, they will actually bring her back the way they've done with Teresa, who, did something. I guess that was not a part of their morality clause. Teresa was welcomed back with open arms, and now what they're saying is that they're going to let one of them go, either Teresa or Melissa on Real Housewives of New Jersey. Oh, her name is Jen too. Okay, thank you. Her name is Jen too. It isn't Jen Shaw though, but her name is Jen too. And yes, for those of you who remember, she got caught out there with some comments on her Facebook page. She tried to, make it go away. She brought in her best Black male friend to say that he's never seen her exhibit racism or talk, bad about anybody. And it wasn't good enough. They let her go. So I ended up watching some of that. I ended up reading some things about morality clauses and how it works. And that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about too. I just wanted to let you know. But there was a show that I think we all watched called Married at First Sight. I think that's what it's called. But right now, there is an actual probably 20-minute video. Here we go. Thank you. I knew one of you would get it. That Hope, her last name is, I believe, Nugent, I believe is how it's pronounced. Okay, so yes. So anyways, every reality show has a morality clause. And then the morality clause is what governs behavior that happens outside of the show. Okay, so when people were asking, why isn't Martell, why hasn't he received the axe yet? I can't say, because I did not talk to OWN or Discovery or whoever is running that network right now. But what I can say, if I was pulling pieces out, is that conversation, thank you guys, that conversation was, and this is about Marlo, I'm just going to put it up there. That conversation, Martell started on the, I believe, 3rd season reunion, if you guys remember. And actually, it started before that. All of 3rd season, Martell was making those comments about Melody not being worthy, okay, of fidelity, I guess, because he had to step out because she wasn't doing certain things. Y'all remember Melody threw the glass at him when she was at the Fletcher's house, excuse me. I was going to say Chris Tucker. When he was at the Fletcher's house, she threw that at him. Let's see. She said, do OWN network hear a clause? Do OWN network have a clause? I believe you're saying. From what I read this morning, all networks have a clause. All networks have a clause. And I don't know what breaks their particular clause, because the conversation that is being had right now kind of, let's just say it's just kind of a continuation of, because he threatened to release the phone call or the voicemail. Remember that? He threatened to release the voicemail on the season 3 reunion stage. All of season 3 and part of season 2, he was making those conversations about Melody not being XYZ, Melody not doing this for him. And that's why he stepped out. And if you would have, I would have never done that. So that's been Martell's entire BS excuse. Never, never a good excuse at all, but it's always been his excuse. And then Melody brought him, home to Jesus in the fifth, I believe it was the fifth season, when she had that meeting with him in Destin. And she said, now, did I do this for you or not? And then he looked shocked, right? Why are you saying this? Oh my God, watch your mouth. Yes, yes, you did this for me. Like he's like flipping out. But Tennessee girl said, lying bastard. Okay. But anyways, it's still a part is happening. Now, the thing is, the threat, even though it was threatened, it never happened, right? It was the threat, but Melody had the information she needed to give to her lawyer, and she did not share anything more with us. She said that she was ending this conversation and not talking about it again. One of the things her mother said, you guys, in an interview that I dropped last night, was that she believes that there is more information that is going to come out, as time moves on. She said she absolutely believes more information is going to come out. And that's one of the things I said to you guys last week, that once these kind of things happen, it snowballs. All of a sudden, more people start sending things, and you just never know. But now the gig is up. This story is out there. We all know it. And someone who may have seen this video may know more about what his intentions were. We already know one with him and his baby mama, but somebody's going to say something. That's how things work. What happens in the dark comes to light, and it is what it is. Okay, guys, I got 546 of you watching. I appreciate y'all so much. 309 likes. Why don't y'all get me on up to 400, please? I'll let 146 of y'all stay in the bushes, okay? And then somebody just go ahead and hit it. Anybody hit it, okay? But that is how that happens. How is he able to avoid charges if her lawyer is aware of it? My guess is because nothing actually happened, which is why, if they were willing to go to this level of, if he was willing to say to his baby mama, allegedly, I'm gonna put that in front of it because this is all hearsay conversation. It was, something that was released by someone who was on the show for a couple of seconds, Carson, but she shared it with Melody. But if these people are this loose in their mouth with, this is what this person said to me, and hey, this is what Martell wants me to do, should I? Who else did Martell ask? Number one. Number two, who else knows about it? Who else knows about it? Thank you, Travelnista. The interviews were the bomb. I appreciate that. Thank you. Literally, this is exclusive information. And she tied a lot of, seriously. One of the things that was asked, even though I'm sharing, I hope that you do go back and listen because I'm not going to give you everything. But there was one of the questions was, we're 8 seasons. We are 8 episodes into the season. This coming Saturday will be the 9th. If you guys listen to Miss Vanessa's interview on my channel, she said, listen, I got my new contract. I was offered more money, which is always great. And she felt really good. She felt really good that conversations have been had with the tip-top executives and that changes were made that was going to be more of a positive reflection of, what they'd like to show, more business, more good feeling or spirited type of things. And right now it sounds like Miss Vanessa's, she don't feel that way. She felt like what happened at that birthday scene was over the top. And she said, especially being that there were other things that happened there that really was positive. There was no real balance for her. She said of all the things that she did tape, that was the one thing they chose to show. And we haven't seen Miss Vanessa outside of that scene for the last 8 episodes. So it definitely sounds like she has a bone to pick. And I'm happy that she's sharing it. I hope that it gets to make it to the reunion and that those conversations are had out loud as well, because why not? We are watching these people share their lives. And it just becomes a situation of when people aren't happy and we know that they're not happy, that they may be, and this is my words, not hers, but when they may be at odds with the network or at war with the network, then it really makes it uncomfortable for people watching too, right? Because, excuse me, because we know that they don't enjoy what they're watching of themselves on the show, so we can't enjoy it either. So let's see. What else do you guys have to say? That's why Marceau always look at Melody in a lustful way because he's allegedly what? Oh my God, I hope that isn't true. Ooh, I posted that. I read it while it was on the screen, but okay. I hope that isn't true. Okay, MN is saying that 366 of you liked it. I asked that you get me to 400, please. I appreciate you guys. Let's see. Dan Pam said, I believe because Miss Vanessa went over Carlos and the others' heads, so they mad at her and will not allow her to be seen as retaliation. You might have a point. It sounds to me that she has filmed other scenes, but those scenes have not made it out of the editing room. So if that's the case, someone's making decisions not to show it. So we want to know, like, there are people that are really loved on the show. Miss Vanessa's one of them. Melody, of course, Melody's children. I miss the kids. I miss the kids on the show. I miss them. But we'll see. We'll see. Let's see what else. That is why we have to support the show because without the show, no one will know about the okay. And I believe that there's more to come out. Um, well, I said that too. I said that I also believe that I just believe that when people are very reckless and sharing information like that, it's not with one, it's with many. It's with many. And I agree. I said that last week. I agreed when I heard Miss Vanessa's video that it's many. Okay. So we'll see. We'll see how that works out. Melinda said that Love and Marriage Huntsville does not want any positivity on the show, but they will show Betty's ignorant behind. Okay. So we have to support the positive content too. That's the one thing I wanted to also talk to you guys about because I had to do some research on the OWN network. Y'all remember when Oprah Winfrey spent like the first 3 or 4 years of the network trying to give positive content, but it was like in the red, like over $500 million. And that's when Discovery came in and bought it. And then they started with the other programming, with the reality TV show programming. Reality TV shows is what's keeping OWN at the top of its game. So I wanted to ask you guys, like, do y'all remember what the network looked like before they brought in Sweetie Pies and what was the other one? His name is John something. It was a pastor show. And I think that was number one. The pastor show was number one. Then they brought in the other one. Then they brought in Sweetie Pies. If someone is willing to participate, he will do anything. You right about that, child. I'll just say, when you listen to the past behavior and what's going on now, it's all in alignment, right? John Gray. Okay, John Gray, Miss Edith Child. Thank you. Listen, I didn't sleep as well as I wanted to last night. That's why my throat is so dry and my memory is not what it should be right now, but I'm still getting through this, okay? 600 of you are watching, 609 to be exact, so please hit the like button. Show a little love, okay? And get those numbers up. Okay, and yes, we all know what happened to John Gray. Does anyone know if John Gray is healthy? I know he had a stroke, and I remember his wife asking everyone to pray, and they said that he was on the mend, but I haven't seen him on anything, or I haven't seen anyone talk about him. Oh, yes, Linda Gamble, the have and the have-nots. They brought in all Tyler Perry's programming, which, by the way, is soap opera programming, right? Similar to reality, just soap opera scripted programming. Those are the shows that took OWN out of the red, okay? And got that channel making money. So that could be a reason. I'm just throwing things out there. I don't know. That could be a reason that there's trying to say, let's see how we can balance this. I don't know, but when she had on real positive programming, I remember when the programming came to Oprah, I was excited about it. I was excited about her starting her own channel. We had never seen a Black woman do that before, literally leave a talk show, say, this is what I'm going to do. I am looking to make positive content, positive programming, and people didn't support it. Let's see what the 80s, the best decade ever, said. Hey, Dyana, Vanessa also stated that production has invited her to participate in scenes that will be about drama. She sure did, and refused because she didn't want to come out of character. She did say that. I purposely left that out because I was trying to get people to listen, but there's still more on there that y'all really should hear. But you're right. She did say that. She said that where she is in her life right now, she is choosing to stay out of the drama. She says she doesn't want it to affect her brand, and she doesn't want it to affect, just she don't want to come out of character with people that she knows is there to, get her goat. So she's not doing it. And I respect it. Okay. All right. Looks like we got to 413. There's 611 of you watching. So going ahead and keep pushing that button, okay? You love Queen Sugar? Facts. Okay, again, we were watching what shows was bringing the OWN Discovery Network to the top. Black programming, Black shows, Black programming. And I want to make sure that you guys are aware of that, because something happened the other day with Vanderpump Rules. I forget which magazine wrote it. It's a very popular one, though. But they said that Vanderpump Rules got the highest viewership of the network. It was 4.1 million. They said Vanderpump Rules got the highest viewership of the network of Bravo. Thank y'all for dropping these. Welcome to Sweetie Pies. I definitely said that. I used to watch it. Literally, the show was up the street from where I used to live when I was in St. Louis. So I know about Welcome to Sweetie Pies, child. I used to be in their restaurant when they were filming. So I had an opportunity to see how the cameras moved about during filming. So yes, thank y'all for dropping all the shows. I wanted to make sure y'all saw that. But anyways, this really highbrow magazine dropped that Vanderpump Rules had the highest ratings of any of their shows on the platform. And someone debunked it on Twitter and actually got the numbers. The highest viewership ever happened 8 times in a row by one show on Bravo. Y'all tell me who it is. Whoever tells me who you think that is, which y'all should be able to guess. The first one who shows up on my screen over here, I'm going to mail you out some earrings. Y'all always, love, Kiki got it. RHOA, 8 times season 6. They went over 4 million views every single time, 8 times. And they literally hold the record to this very day. Vanderpump Rules didn't beat nothing. Vanderpump Rules did not beat anything. RHOA still holds it down, holds the record to this very day. And that is why, just so you guys are aware, Black reality TV and television period makes numbers, because not only are we excited to see ourselves, but other audiences are also excited to see us. Just so you're aware, we don't always migrate to the other shows, to the other shows, but other audiences migrate to us. So just an FYI. Let's see. Let me see what Lizzie had to say. She said, hey, Dyana, yesterday was my birthday. Truthfully, I have not watched in a long time. Too many triggers for you. Okay. But I do hope for a quick resolution to all of the messiness. And the messiness is behind the scenes, baby. A lot of it is behind the scenes. And that is what is making things really scary for us, because or triggering for us too, because we're tying things as behind the scenes, people alleging to be, sent to jail for domestic, DV and all this other stuff. And we're watching it and thinking, well, damn, what is going on this show? What is happening, right? So just to put it into context, absolutely. Miami Gardens Now said it's about marketing and PR. They talk about Bravo shows on ET, Access Hollywood. They don't talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville. Let's face the facts. Oh, okay. So you're saying that the reason why Real Housewives of Atlanta, when it was in its 6th season, actually it broke and still hold the record. They broke their own records on the show. Are you saying that or what? Because I want to make sure I understand. Because over 4 million, I think they had like 4.8, maybe even, if I dare say, I think 4.8 was their highest in their viewership. Let's see real quick. Critical thinker. I still can't understand why some Black men get a charge out of Black women arguing. Why not use the same energy with our outstanding accomplishments? There needs to be a balance for sure. We're not a monolith. We're going to have our moments. And there's nothing wrong with having a moment. It's just that everything feels like a moment sometimes, right? And you guys who are telling me that you are triggered when you watch the show, a lot of you watch all of us have these conversations on YouTube. You go from channel to channel to channel to channel. Now, I am also triggered, and I really try to focus on how I speak about certain things so that I'm bringing it to you in a softer way. I know it doesn't always happen like that though. And sometimes y'all will get over here and listen to what I say, and I could be speaking as soft as cotton, and you will straight up be like, I'm done with this show. You're triggering me. And I'm like, well, damn, I didn't even say anything. It's just how people, if you hear it 101 times, it's going to take you out your bag eventually. It will. Let's see. Love and Marriage Huntsville. Nor anything on OWN makes mainstream media or mainstream entertainment news. Okay, like the YouTube shows. Got it. Okay, so listen, but that's true. The thing that's happening, even though Bravo, who I believe is also connected to ET, if I'm not mistaken, I think those are sister networks, and that is why ET is pushing out or also promoting anything that's going on Bravo. I'm positive they're sister stations. In fact. That's one thing, but for the OWN network or Discovery Network that now has just purchased Max, that used to be called HBO Max, and now it's being called Discovery Max. So they bought this new streaming service, and on the streaming service, they're pushing all of the Love and Marriage franchises. So DC, Huntsville, and most likely Detroit will also premiere there. So they're going to put more eyes on it, because typically those streaming services show up free with any of your internet services. So they'll say, we'll give you Max for free, even though you're paying for it. They'll say it's for free, right? So anyways, y'all, that just puts more eyes on the show. So we'll see. Y'all let me know what y'all think, though. I'm going to drop the link in just a second, but I'm going to give you guys some highlights to the other show. So y'all, if you didn't watch it, Love and Marriage Huntsville last night, or excuse me, I lost today. If you didn't watch Love and Marriage Huntsville on Saturday, I thought it was dry. Personally, I thought it was just a little dry. Again, it's because I feel we know the truth about some of these storylines. So now that we're watching it, it's like, well, how much energy? Because it doesn't nothing feels truthful. Can we do a women's panel with a doctor like you did with the men? That's funny you should ask, because Dr. Robinson and I did talk about that, and he has helped assemble another panel for me, which is a women's panel. So I appreciate you asking. And she also said, I think it will be great. Also, have a panel with both common sense men and women to discuss the topic. Okay, sure. I will definitely do that. But yes, that is also in the works, you guys. Dr. Robinson and I, we've talked a little bit back and forth, and he's really been helpful to me, and I hope that I've been helpful to him. So just sure. Let's see. Making sure I get all your comments. Let's see. If all these networks can find as dysfunctional BP, then the collective needs to make serious adjustments. And I want to also say, I don't know if you watch the other shows. If you watch Vanderpump Rules, there was a whole scandal on that show. Apparently, a woman and her best friend moved in with her because she was in some sort of trouble, some kind of way. And she ended up sleeping with her boyfriend of many, many years in their bed. And they were playing it off, going to events and things together, and literally doing all this stuff behind her back. On the stage, these two men, or some men on the stage, ended up going at each other like they were going to physically fight. I remember Andy grabbing one of the guys and telling him to sit the F down. Only he didn't say the word F, he used the whole word. Sit the F down and don't get up. Just do this job. Like he's talking to him like this. And then a guy says, I got to go to the restroom. And then Andy says, okay, go pee. But when you come back, sit down. And I remember thinking, is he, what am I watching, number one? But those shows are just as crazy in how people act on those shows as anything else. And Vanderpump Rules has a lady on there who is worth $90 million, if I'm not mistaken. Lisa Vanderpump. I believe that is her net worth. So it says a lot. Okay, we're just watching only us. But if you, I beg of you to watch other things. Watch other things. It will help put some things in perspective. Read a little bit. You know what I'm saying. Just don't focus on just the one. And I'm not saying that you don't have a right to be mad about the one. You can be mad about whatever it is you watch, but I also want you to just get a perspective for all of it. The show is predictable, drama, and more drama. The highlight was Mel and her property preservation scene. We need to see more of that. The rest of it was meh. The misogyny is rampant. Okay, so Melody and the preservation and her property preservation scene, that started at the very beginning. I did like to see her and Kimmy together. The scene went very fast for me. Okay, I had 3 scenes that I liked. So I'm going to say the first scene was one. The second scene that I liked was Tiffany and Lewis getting the ultrasound. And that is because I want to see these families focus on each other. So seeing them getting the ultrasound together, talking about what they're seeing, felt really wholesome. It felt, really good. One of the things that we were all asking to see at the birthday party, we'd like to see the family engage each other as family. So watching those two engage as family was good to see. My last scene was Kimmy and Maurice, and again, because it was giving us insight into a family dynamic. I like to watch family dynamic. That's why I watch the show. So being able to watch that, being able to see that Maurice is still Maurice. He has not changed a bit. But I'm jumping ahead. I enjoyed watching little Maurice, Monster, come in. Monster is a big kid now, right? He comes in with his backpack and his little tee, and he's a problem. You can see it. He's a problem. He looks exactly like his mama with a mustache, and that's no disrespect to Kiowa, because she is a nice looking woman. But his eyes, he has Kiowa's face. And I like to see the young kids grow up on the show. I like to see them be parents on the show. That is really what I like to see. Okay. But everybody is different. But being able to see, hold on, let me get this joke. Somebody said, wait a minute, what? Andy made a guy, yes, honey, he told him to sit the down. And Carlos cried and begged, yes. I'm telling you, watch all the shows, or at the very minimum, follow me on IG, because I will extract those little clips and put them in my IG stories, because I think they're important. I want us to watch all of it. Get a feel for what is considered, we're not going to tolerate this on this platform, and what is tolerated on others. I want to see that. That gives, if we have, across the board, if we can look at it, it'll help us make judgments and decisions. And that's why I said right now I'm researching morality clause. I'm researching what does it take to get people, kicked off a show. We'd like to know. Maurice Jr. does look like his mother. He does. He's a handsome kid, but he looks like Kiowa. He has Kiowa's looks. Let's see. Minus Kimmy is always a plus for me. Okay. But anyways, what else happened in that scene? In that scene particular, what I liked about it was he came into the room, he hugged Kimmy, which I was like, this is sweet. This is sweet to see her stepson come in, show her that respect. She's cooking. She's trying to talk to him about the chores thing. We all know that Maurice is, like you already said, very misogynist, and he doesn't believe that chores is important on the list. He said it's a given, even though he didn't write it down. He said it's a given, but it can't be a given if he's not doing it. And she's asking you to help her make him do it. But he's sitting there, and all of the facial expressions that kiddo was making was killing me. He was rolling his eyes and just doing all kinds of things. But Marie says, I have him in boot camp, which made me think, oh, he's serious. He's taking this kid someplace to help, provide him some discipline, I guess, give him some structure and some discipline, maybe something that he's not able to do himself. And then he says, yo, I'm the one who do it. We're waking up at 5. We're going to the gym. On our way to the gym, I talked to him about what type of person that I want him to be, the best person I want him to be. And I'm sitting there thinking, he knows that you aren't, he knows who you are. He's never going to, give you what you need. He's just going to give you what you need for right now. And then when Marie says something about the punishment, because he was like, does Kimmy punish you? And he was like, yeah. And then he makes a comment, Kimmy's punishments are way worse than your punishment. And I was like, wow, that says a lot. Kimmy can't get the kind of support she needs from Maurice, to the point of where this kid thinks that whatever, when Kimmy's at her last straw and she's like, I'm done, this is what you're going to do. He feels like her punishment is worse than anything Maurice can do. Maurice is a softie with that kid, right? So I just thought that was crazy. Anyways, what else do we have? Carolyn said, I'm with the one who said Kimmy because Kimmy is a snake. Maurice doesn't think it's important because he doesn't do anything either. No, he's already said he doesn't. That's not what he does. Kimmy is fighting for something that's life-changing, and she still will work. So yeah, I don't know if y'all remember, but I think it was very early when Kimmy's son was still, maybe he was coming home from school, or he was just graduated, and she was like, you're going to get a job, you're going to do chores, here's your bills, stuff like that. Maurice was very adamant that he should only focus on what he wants to do next, as opposed to get him to the next level. And Kimmy was like, not in my house, he won't. He's going to work. He's going to contribute to these bills, whatever that happened to have been. And he's going to do these damn chores. And he has a curfew. He doesn't get to come in here whenever he feels like it because he's graduated. That's not the case. He moves out. And when he moves out, he can do what he wants. But that doesn't happen in my house. But her and Maurice had like a little bit of a back and forth. Not a little bit. It was a lot of bit. And Maurice was very much, no, that can never happen with Monster. I only want him to focus on the person he's supposed to be in the world. Okay. And I was like, that's really different parenting. That's the type of stuff y'all supposed to discuss before you have a child. And even though they came to this relationship with their sons, Kimmy's parenting style is very different from Maurice's parenting style. Very different. And a lot of people may actually agree with Kimmy's style, especially with a man, right? You want that man, in my opinion, to know how to be the man of his household, to take care of things. And I think you do that by showing your mama that you know how to take care of things personally. I want to thank you, Miss Vivian, for becoming a member. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Let's see. Another scene. Of course, we know the end scene, but another scene, we were talking about Melody and Miss Kimmy at the beginning. Of course, Melody is showing her property preservation class. She brings in Kimmy, who's a realtor. She also has a real estate investor. She's telling them, listen, the more things you can find wrong, the fatter your pockets are going to be. So she's really, letting these kids know, or young people know, not kids, this is how you make your money. Go in the house, figure out the problems, and then you're going to hear from the realtor and from the investor how this house is going to move, what you need to fix, because you don't want to fix everything. You want to fix enough to make it pretty, right? Clean it up a little bit. But whoever buys this house is going to make it into what they want to make it into. So we got to hear Melody have that with her students, finally.
And then we get to hear Kimmy have the conversation with Mel about, listen, number one, she said, I'm not saying anything to Melody. I'm not saying anything to Melody about Sheree and what was going on with her and Martell, because she made it clear that's not something she wants to talk about. Bravo. Bravo. But she did say, listen, Kiki and Tiffany, they still at it. Melody was like, I thought I had got them to squash that. And she said, no, something else happened at the party. What? I'm not sure, because I was off doing my own thing. However, I wanted you to know that they're still at it. So that was the first thing. What else went down? Then she told her, my biggest stress right now, I'm a person who is still trying to get my energy back, trying to, get my health back to a place where things feel normal for me. And my biggest stress is my husband and his son and my stepson. And I was like, ooh, what a moment. And then y'all, next week, according to this, next week, Kimmy's going to have a conversation with one of her friends about having a decreased sex drive and how she knows Maurice might be, you know what I'm saying? Like, she knows this is not good for Maurice because of who he is as a man. So I cannot wait to watch that. I'm looking forward to hearing it. Again, I think that it can be helpful to people to watch if they're having these kind of problems. For everybody who says you don't like Kimmy, sometimes when people see those things, because you don't always see yourself the way others see you. In fact, most of the time you don't. So if you don't see yourself in your situation like that, but you get to see stuff like this, you're like, oh, this is why I annoy the hell out of people, because this is what they see about me. So there was that. And then you saw at the very end of the scene between Kimmy and Melody, Kimmy gave her a big hug. She was like, Mel had said, I hate that that's going on. And, you can always count on me, girl. Like, I'll be there for you. And she was like, bring it in. I really love that, you'll be there for me. It was really sweet, actually. Willette said, yes, when Kimmy, when my son started, I showed him at 2 years old how to push out a chair, wash the dishes. And I showed him how to rinse no sharp items in the sink. I'm proud of your son today. Oh, that's sweet. Oh, thank you, Willette. I'm also going to thank Bronx Girl. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, girl. She said that she likes the hat in the commentaries. I appreciate you so much, Miss Bronx Girl, for blessing the channel. Okay. So let's get to the next scene. What was that? That was Mel and Kimmy. Tiffany and Stormy. Lord have mercy, Tiffany and Stormy. So y'all, this one, this was not my favorite scene. And the reason why it wasn't my favorite scene is because these two people, I had two people who were not, who didn't appear to be themselves. Okay. I know who Tiffany is supposed to be for this season, which I'm not even bothered by that because I actually like her more as a personality here. One of the things that she said, I may have mentioned this already, so forgive me if I did. One of the things she said in the recap was that she got checked hard by all of the cast for the most part, saying, you don't talk about this on camera. You come talk to me first, and I will tell us this in private, and I will tell you what you can and cannot say. And that was Destiny, that was Marceau, Tisha, all of those people. So she said this season she doesn't give a damn, and I'm okay with that. She said this season I don't give a damn because everybody was pulling me to the side and telling me to shut up and bullying me when I was, first came on, and now I'm just in a place where I'm going to say what I want to say, and it will be what it will be. So I'm going to give her grace. But Stormy, I'm not sure. Stormy is so different from who she presented herself to be. Furthermore, what is her storyline? She came on firing her cousin. She was talking about her business. She also said some stuff about wanting to have another baby with her husband. She has some embryos that she wants to use. And I would have rather her and Stormy, or excuse me, I would have rather Stormy and Tiffany talked about her baby journey. Like, I really want another one. And, I'm going to be real jealous if I see you with this baby and I can't get my husband on board. I would have rather that conversation than the one we had. Just saying that out loud. Okay. Let's see what else Miami Gardens had to say. I will say this regarding Kimmy. She needs to take accountability for how she allowed Maurice to treat her. Once she does, she needs to teach Maurice how to treat her and stop doing the housework. Either stop doing the housework or make him pay for a damn pay for some help to clean it. Make him pay for somebody to clean the house. That's a big house, and they have a lot going on. Lakeisha and y'all saw the house. There was things on the stairs. I hate to be petty, but I think it was the last scene. I remember he walked past the stairs. There was all kinds of stuff on the stairs. I was like, that's dangerous for her to try to go up and down the stairs. And she might be sleeping on the first level from what it sounds like. I remember her saying that Monster was in the kitchen and walking past her door because she would have it ajar. But clean them damn steps off before someone falls trying to come up and down. And what a horrible thing to do. Anyways, Lakeisha said, "Ooh, I'm so sorry, child. I'm putting up your conversation. That's not what you wanted up there." Let's get back to Stormy. Tiffany ends up saying that she asked Stormy to meet with her because Stormy was being an ish starter by bringing Kiki in on some mess that they had squashed. She was like, me and Kiki squashed the beef, and here you are bringing it back up. And, Stormy kind of laughed it off a little bit like it wasn't a big deal. But Tiffany ends up saying, listen, I'm pregnant and I don't have time for the bull. I don't have time for it. Therefore, please stop bringing this mess up between me and me and Kiki. Okay, I had to look for her name. For me and Kiki. Then it jumps from that to discussing the upscale magazine party and discussing Sheree. I would have loved in this scene if they would have brought out the fact, what we already heard. Maurice and Kimmy both said Martell is walking around this party by himself and Sheree's walking around this party by herself. These two don't even look like they're in a relationship for real, for real. Looks like a business deal. If y'all want to gossip about that. I would have loved to hear some gossip about that. But instead, they gossip about Sheree saying that Melody was a fan of hers because of the picture of Melody and Sheree and Little Tank. And nobody needed to hear that garbage, especially when Martell is a fan of hers. You saw him drop her off and didn't pick her back up until he was finished. It was a cornball conversation to have. I didn't like it. Furthermore, it's been revealed that Melody was actually there as a speaking engagement, and whoever set the whole thing up asked for Sheree and Melody, two people who are probably, doing their thing at this event, to come together and, someone's saying that Mel went live, to come together and, I think they said, come together and make it right? And have a picture together, excuse me. So everybody's saying Melody's going live. Let's see what she's going to live about. Hold on one second. I want to be careful about what I play because I know that stuff has been happening like this. Hold on. See if she is still in on vacation.
Dior says she sent the video to the shade room. Now listen now. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm not here at the pool. I start getting text messages and stuff. Tell my girl, you was on the shade room. I said, shade room for what? I ain't been acting up too bad out here. What I'm on the shade room for? Child, I went over there. Y'all, they got your girl video over there. Y'all run over there. Anthony said, what? I'll get on my nerves. Oh my gosh. I see my braider T is on here. Hey, T. Y'all go over there and let them know to go while they talking. Go running by 7th Avenue. Okay? That's what we want them to do. All of their 24 million followers. Okay? Go over there and buy 7. So y'all go to the comment section. Flood the comments. Y'all know it's 7th Avenue Beauty.
Okay, sorry about that. So it looks like she's addressing something that happened on the shade room. If y'all know what that was, tell me because I don't. I've been doing this review, so I don't know. Okay, we took that little time out. Now let's get back to it. Let's see. Anyways, they end up talking about it. Stormy says something like, "Why are you talking about Melody to Sheree? Do you talk about Sheree to Mel?" She said, "I don't talk to her about it." And then Tiffany ends up asking Stormy if she squashed things with Mel. Did the tea party help? Stormy says, "No,
Tea party didn't help. Didn't help a thing. And I don't, what else did she say? Me and Melody haven't talked. And then she also said something like, she said something to the extent of she believes her mama got out everything she wanted to say. Oh, thank you. So the video, okay, the video is this, y'all. I don't know if you can see it. Hold on. Melody doing this 7th Avenue commercial that she had did in the shower. So that is what made it to the shade room. So thank you, child. I appreciate you for sending that to me. Okay. So she was like, yeah, but my mama got everything she wanted to get out. Such a bad look. Such a bad look. Okay. So, and then that was it. Tiffany basically ends the scene by saying that she's having a baby shower. Melody's going to be there. She's already accepted the invite. And then she invited Stormy, who also says she'll be there, but she had a little bit of a stank face when she said it. So that was that. Then we got Tisha and Kiki. They are in the car. They are driving. I think they were going to a game at their old I don't think I can pronounce it. They're going to a basketball game at Alabama AMU, right? And they're basically talking about what happened at the doggone party again. They're trying to bring up, why Kiki and Tiffany are at war. But here's the thing that I noticed, you guys. Tisha said that she's tired of talking about her marriage and, cheating on her marriage. But it looks like they're trying to make Tiffany to be the new cheater that they talk about. I don't know why this is going down, but it's boring and I don't like it. I don't like that this woman is pregnant and that they are saying, hey, this lady is out here cheating on Big Lou. And I think they even they said the guy's name because they had to bleep it. So I don't know who they said, whose name they suggested or what title this person may have held that they, bleeped out, but they definitely said something. And I think it's crazy because right now we've heard who's called her a cheater. Sheree, Martell, Kiki, Tisha, and Kimmy has insinuated it, and Marceau has insinuated it, right? We know things about y'all too. All of this stuff is too much. So again, I was really liking the family situation that was being presented by Lewis and Tiffany. And it seems like they're coming in with a little bit of a wrecking ball with them. Y'all can tell me what y'all think about it. I already talked to you guys about Maurice and Kimmy. I've already talked to you guys about Tiffany and Lewis and the baby. So the last scene is Marceau and Tiffany. So Martell and Marceau are at the cigar bar and they're pretending to be studying for this doggone test, which we all know isn't really happening, right? Tiffany is supposed to meet Martell to talk about the march that he did on Selma. Y'all remember he was the Grand Marshal. But when she gets there, and Marceau is pretending to be, I don't know if y'all could not tell, but Marceau is pretending to be clueless. Wait a minute, what are you talking to Tiffany about? Oh, and the way they even played the music, the facial expressions, everything was given fake. It was all fake. Okay. Okay. Someone's telling me that this is the business partner that Tiffany is being alleged to cheat with. Okay. So everything was giving me fake, on top of the fact that we know that Martell and Sheree are fake. So these two decide to sit at this table to have a conversation when the conversation was supposed to have just been between Martell and excuse me, y'all. It was supposed to be just between. Oh, I'm being asked to put up a banner, child. Apparently somebody might get upset. The conversation was supposed to be just between Martell and Tiffany, but they had the two men there sitting there and engaging her like she was one of the boys. You be lucky if she don't slap you, okay? And all this other mess. And you shouldn't have said anything. I'm not a cheater. I cheated. You're a cheater. And then Tiffany sitting there taking it. I really don't have a whole lot to say for it, except it was just a bad scene. I don't know why the women didn't want to have this conversation. Sheree, I told y'all last week when I did the review, why didn't Sheree say anything to Tiffany? Why did she just roll her eyes up into the sky and let that be the end of the scene? Why didn't she just say what she needed to say? It felt like the scene was cut. It wasn't, it didn't give what it was supposed to give. Now you're giving us two men coming after this one woman, and a pregnant woman at that. Not cool. So now we see that. And then at the end of it, Martell's like, that's okay. I'm going to talk to Big Lou about you. Why? Why? Kill it. You've already said what you needed to say. This is my whole point. I would have respected this conversation more if Tiffany would have had a reason to bring Lewis to the bar. Okay. Like, oh, me and Lewis were on our way to dinner and we decided to sit down and talk to y'all. Then when y'all said what y'all had to say, Lewis could have did what he needed to do. That would have made better sense. I don't know if Lewis just wasn't available to film. Excuse me. But it was stupid. It was stupid to me. Okay. I didn't like it one doggone bit. So I'm going to put it out there like that. Y'all can tell me how y'all felt about it, please. And thank you, because I'm about to drop the link and ask y'all to come up. Whoever would like to can come up and we can talk about it for a few minutes. Okay. But that's what I saw. Other than that, the scene just felt fake. However, it was a bad look. And I think that anytime a man addresses a woman, even though they did that mess with Tiffany and Lewis before, remember, Maurice did it. At least Lewis was sitting there. I still didn't like that they made Tiffany cry. In real life, she was crying. So I know that if Tiffany is sensitive to stuff like that, then when she was sitting in that chair, she was faking the funk. I'll put it that way. So it was just a little cartoonish to me, but I'm putting the link out here for you guys. Okay. Oh, this chat is zooming. It should slow down in just a minute. Okay. Oh, child. I didn't realize this chat was going this fast. I wish I would have said something to me about how fast the chat is going. That is crazy. Maybe you did and I just didn't read it. But hold on. Let me make sure that the chat is slowed down. 1 second, y'all. I'm so sorry. Okay. It looks like it slowed down. It looks like it slowed down a little bit. Okay. Now I am pinning the link to join the panel. That is at the top of the chat. The membership link is also at the top of the chat for y'all. And let's get into what y'all thought about the show. And then any of the topics that we discussed here today. We talked about Belle Collective. We talked about Real Housewives of Atlanta. We talked about a morality clause for reality TV. What else did we talk about? I also said that I would love to hear real stories from you guys and possibly just have a panel, if this goes well, possibly just have a panel where we can discuss how you realize your man may have been, a narcissist, or you were in a really bad place, somebody that, you had butterflies for, whatever the case may be. Okay. Let's talk about that. Okay. Now I'm taking this off. Let's see. And if you guys don't want to come up, that's okay too. I just wanted to see if y'all wanted to talk about anything. But yeah, that was basically it for me. And then we'll get to see what happens next week. It looks like they're all going to be at the shower, Tiffany's shower, and we see that Tiffany has a little bit of an incident where she's not feeling well. She's crying, and that's unfortunate. And then we see Melody is at the shower. And there's something that happens. They cut to a scene of Big Lou saying Big Lou is here. And we don't know if maybe there was an argument or something that happened inside the shower that, they took outside. But when they took it out, let's see. Hey, Constance, she said that was Marlo's nephew, not son. Right. The mom should have been contacted. There's more going on here. Okay. Thank you for that. I appreciate that comment. They should have been contacted, but they didn't get contacted. What else did I say? We're going to see Melody kind of buck her eyes open like, I don't want to be in any mess. And here I am at a baby shower where there should be no mess. And we got these men in here cutting up. So I did see her make that facial expression. So y'all can let me know what y'all think about that. But yeah, outside of that, everything else was cool. And it doesn't look like we're going to have anybody come up on the panel today, and that's okay. So I'll just read a few more of your comments, and then I'm going to log off with you guys. Let's see. Oh, you said that the link gave you an error. Okay, let me put a new link up. Thank you for letting me know, child. I thought y'all was like abandoning me. I was like, oh my gosh, nobody wants to talk to me. Okay, hold on. Replacing the link. This time I'm just gonna put up this link. So hopefully this works for you. Okay. Replace the pin. So the pin has been replaced with just the StreamYard link only. Okay. So let's see if you can get in, Miss Ty. I know you have something to say, child, and I love it too. Let's see, 715 of you are watching. So go on ahead and hit the like button, please. I appreciate you guys. And we have Gloria, she is up. And then we have Ty. And then we have Faith. I'm gonna just have you guys mic, and then we'll have Gloria talk first, okay?
Hello, Diana in chat.
Hi. How are you, Miss Gloria?
I'm good. Happy holiday.
Happy holiday to you too. I'm happy to see you. Well, I'm not actually seeing you. I'll be happy when you like mic up one day. I see you over on Facebook.
I be on Facebook sometimes. I really do. But
Yeah.
look, one of the best things for me on Saturday night show was
Uh-huh.
when Kimmy was talking about things at her house, and Mel did not elaborate on it. I'm gonna say elaborate. I
What
really like.
she saying? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what she said. But because that's what she get. Maurice is just like Marcel. He act like he don't like Kimmy.
You think so? He
He
really
do.
they have a relationship that I'm still confused about because Kimmy clearly is way more mature in a lot of different areas, but she is patient with Maurice in a way that I don't think a lot of older women could be.
But I think she's running out of patience now. And then on this coming up Saturday, it's gonna make her healing longer. She's really worried about him stepping out. Well, allegedly, and in my opinion, he already been doing that. But when she's talking to her friend about, she's not feeling sexy all the time or whatever, she know Maurice gonna cheat on her or
Yeah,
is.
listen, Gloria. I said the same. I was watching the preview like with my hands on my face, like, what is happening here? Right.
Yes.
I feel like Kimmy is giving us what is honest and true in her household, and I like that.
Well, yeah, it's about time. And then Wanda, I looked at a little
Yeah.
bit of her live, Uncle Wanda, and somebody asked her the question about the lawsuit. I don't know, I ain't lawsuit. I don't know. No. She did not want to elaborate on it. She told me, y'all just watch. Y'all just watch. I bet you that house is coming. That $1 million house is coming. I'm like, Wanda, y'all need to really stop. And it's okay to be yourself.
For sure. Absolutely.
Stormy, she's on her way back to Mississippi, so they say bye.
Right.
And
Right.
don't forget your cougar looking mama.
Right.
I'm done, Benny.
Okay. Well, honey, you have plenty to say. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, Rue, I see you over there. Okay, so I think Faith and Substance is next, then Ty, then Mel B. Okay, that's the order. So Faith is, and you can all stay up here today. Go ahead, Miss. Are you going to get on camera?
Hey, how everybody?
Hi. No camera.
I'm camera shy, Miss Rozay. I'm sorry, I'm camera shy.
You're
Yeah,
okay.
I think when next time I come up, I'll indulge next time.
Okay.
Yeah, but I do like. Speaking of that, I mean, I love your look. Always enjoy your styles, your hats, your bohemian eccentric. I love that because that's what I exude, as well. So I appreciate, your look, your skin, your chocolatey skin. You're fabulous. So I just want to let you know and enjoy your content as well.
Listen, you
And I
come
want
up
to also
here
let you know.
anytime. Do you hear me? Anytime.
Well, it's not but the truth. I'm just expressing nothing but truth here. I only could be only sincere.
let me say this. I told Love that I was going to give her some earrings, and I did not tell her to please go to my email, which is DyanaRozay777 @gmail. You'll find it in the description box. Go there, email me your address, please, and I will get that sent out to you. I just wanted to make sure because you reminded me about the earrings. But yes, I'm gonna have some giveaways on the channel.
Oh, thank you.
And our website is going up. My sister came to visit me again. She did that's 2 trips in 2 weeks. So I cannot thank her enough. But she got all the pictures. The website is going up, and we're gonna all this stuff that you were talking about, child.
Yes, I enjoy seeing it because I don't see many content.
You're going in and out for what reason? You're breaking up, huh?
That freeing spirit, if that makes it to see that type of energy, that type of demeanor about you. Oh, me?
Okay. Faith and substance. I cannot. I don't know why your mic is not working. Go ahead and say something now. Nope. Your mic is not working. Okay, I can hear you now, but you're going in and out.
Oh.
Okay.
Start talking. I'm sorry. Okay.
Okay, I can hear you now.
All right, but I just wanted to tell you that I had much to say about the show. Okay, that's okay. I'm not gonna be on long. I wanted to just have the opportunity to share that with you. That's all. But thank you so much for the earrings. I'll email you shortly.
You'll email me too. Okay, it was for Love. She was in the chat. But listen, Faith, you getting up here too. So go ahead and email me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. No, go ahead. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, man. Listen.
Oh goodness. I'm over here trying to invite myself to some earrings. I'm sorry.
You're fine. You deserve some earrings. You were very complimentary. I appreciate you.
You get a pair. I get a pair. We all get a pair. No, I'm just playing.
Go ahead and email me, please. And then I need Love Key to also email me. Okay.
Okay. Yes, Love. Email DyanaRozay. Yes, Love. That was for you, not for me. Okay.
No, that's for you too.
I just wanted to be Oprah Winfrey for a minute. That's all.
That's fine, but I appreciate you. I'm gonna go to Miss Ty. Okay. Hey Ty.
Okay. Have a good one.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hello.
Hey honey, how's it going?
Oh man, it's going good. That was funny. Let me tell you, who was that? Let me see. I can't see the name, but whoever said Uncle Wanda, I fell out. That was funny to me.
That wasn't me, girl. I'm sorry.
Glory.
Okay. Now, let's talk about this doggone table scene with Tiffany, man. Let me tell you something.
What happened? Okay.
I think we might have to start reaching out to these sponsors instead of the OWN network or the higher ups. It might have to be these sponsors because it's no possible way they agreed to set up a scene with a pregnant woman. I don't care what Tiffany's attitude was before, who didn't like her, who liked her. It don't matter. 2 men against a pregnant woman trying to berate her and make her feel some type of way while she's with child. I didn't like it at all.
You didn't like it at all. It was hard to watch. I'm telling you, it was a disturbing scene because there was no balance. But if you were paying, like I look at people's facial expressions. My ears are pierced, just so everyone knows these are all pierced earrings. I look at people's facial expressions. I pay attention to the music, the sound effects. I look at everything. So when it was going on, I was like, this is it's playing out like a cartoon almost. At some point, Martell, when she make the cheater thing, he kind of gets a little serious in his engagement, like his tone sounds serious. But Marceau is being a jokester the whole time, kind of, to me. However, it didn't look right. And if you are coming to this man's bar as a pregnant woman to meet with this one man, I would think you would bring your husband too.
But see, here's the thing, Diana.
Yes.
They lured her there under false pretenses because Martell said they were supposed to be discussing something else, remember?
Yeah, she told her that they were going to discuss his march on Selma. She wanted to talk to him about a few things. Now that's how they started it. And then when He said, but I got some other things to bring up. And that's when Marcel started saying, what? Tell me. I want to know. I want to know. I was like, what the hell is going on?
And why is he still sitting
Men
there?
don't
What
talk like
what
that.
was anything they had to talk about? What was that business of Marcel? He had no
Not a
business
thing.
sitting there. I don't care if it was his bar.
Not a thing. Okay. Yes. I agree with you. I agree with you. And we've seen Marcel walk away from conversations like that, right? Marcel
Mhm.
doesn't like to talk to Tisha for very long. So why is he sitting with Kimmy?
That's
I mean, with
Tiffany, right? So that's why I said, because at this point, it's like the viewers are saying we don't like the BANs, the aggressiveness of these men toward women. But it's like a slap in our face because they keep putting women in situations like this. So it's like, we don't care what y'all saying. We're going to do what we want to do. So I'm like, okay, well, then let me try to reach out to some sponsors and ask them, do they support this type of behavior? Because sponsorships is what makes the show.
That's true. Listen, at this point, I don't see how it goes past this season, to be honest.
And
I'm just being honest. Once,
I want
like I said at the beginning, once the people that are on the show are at odds with the people that do the show is.
And I want to say one more thing also too. I heard someone say that Stormy may be leaving the Mississippi. This is what I had said somewhere else. I can't remember, but
maybe what? Stormy may be going back to Mississippi?
yes.
Yes.
So my thing
She can't
is,
stand the heat.
I don't think she would have been able to handle the females on Belle Collective at all, right?
Right.
So she come on over to Alabama.
Well, here's the thing.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say this. I did see a conversation between Melody and Carlos where Carlos said he didn't like Tiffany, or excuse me, he didn't like Stormy.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on, Diana. Hold on 1 second now. I want you to think about what you're saying. Listen to what I'm saying to you. You telling me you seen Carlos out his mouth say he didn't like Stormy? That's what you're telling me?
I'm telling you with this mouth.
Are you serious?
Let me tell you why this is such a BS situation. Okay,
come on.
Okay, let me bring up Travelnista. Okay, so what happened was he has a conversation with Melody where she basically says, people use me to get on the show. She says this to Carlos. He said, I think he asked her the question, do you feel like people used you to get on the show? She said, I do. They use me to get on the show, and then they backstab me. She says this to him.
I heard that.
You heard it. Okay. Then he said, do you think that happened with Stormy? She said, I do. And then he said, she was recommended for Belle Collective, and I didn't think she was a fit.
Okay.
There.
But
but
then have a conversation with Stormy and tell her she's the future of the show.
And I know a lot of people ran with that, but I thought he wasn't saying Stormy herself was the future. I thought he was saying Stormy as a businesswoman. This is a type of woman we want on the show. But he said he didn't like Stormy for Belle Collective, and he didn't like her for Love and Marriage Huntsville. He didn't think that she was a good fit, and that Melody was the one who talked him into moving forward with her. And Melody said, I did. I told you. And she said it again at the tea table. I was the one who told.
See what I was telling you about that grace? Mel be giving that grace, baby. It wouldn't be me, but that's her walk.
I'm telling you, that's what was said. When he said you're the future of the show, when he said that, I thought he was meaning we need Black women in business on the show. Black women doing big business. Stormy does have big business, but I don't think she's a good balance right now.
If she would talk about her big business and stay out of other people's business, maybe she'll have a shot with the general audience. But however, I don't know what she thought she was going to do when she got over here, but whatever she's doing, that it's not working for her. It's not working for her. So she needs to take her big nose back to Mississippi and go ahead on about her business. I'm just saying.
Child.
I second that.
Child.
So
where am I?
That's all I wanted to say.
Okay.
And I'll be here.
Okay. So there's a lot of people in the chat.
Okay, so I'm gonna drop down and y'all have a good day.
I appreciate you as always. Thank you so much. There's
Okay.
a lot of people in the chat who are agreeing with me. Sometimes we hear the things different, but I'm telling you, I listen to this stuff usually twice, maybe 3 times, just to make sure. He was saying, we want business women. Melody, but he said, I didn't feel she was a fit for either one of these shows. Melody actually said she was the one who pushed it. And then he said, he would also ask her, did you feel used? He asked her, it came out of her mouth. So,
Wait a minute. I know I said I was gonna drop down. One more thing. You say he want business women. Don't you have business women on there?
he
Tisha,
does. He
Kimmy,
has
or
them.
are they faking their business? What's happening? Because I
He-
don't see Tisha talking about none of these degrees. I don't see her talking about no podcast. I don't see her talking about no black girl, whatever that little thing she had for her daughter when it first came out with the period party. I don't see them talking about that.
Okay, and I agree. I feel like Tisha right now, Tisha and Kiki talking about, and I understand that you have to have these conversations intertwined because at some point these people meet back up, right? Melody is not giving any of her business. She's being just cool, and she's not commenting on anyone's business because she don't want to be put in the middle of anything. Just like when Kimmy was saying, "This is what Maurice is doing to me," she just nodded her head and said, "Mm-hmm." Mm-hmm. She didn't say a word outside of that. When it was time for them to hug, she was like, "Okay, girl, you know I love you, right? That's it. You can go." But everyone else is trying to tie up these things. So, and I understand the need for that because that's how these scenes connect. Like, I'm gonna have to talk about this thing and say, "Hey, Melody's gonna be at the shower." Like, what type of scene are we gonna get next? That's it. But I want Stormy to continue to talk about that baby. Is it over? Are you just gonna make them pork chops and shut up? Like,
Girl, that baby wasn't real. You know that girl not.
but
I
she
already told
introduced
you.
it to us. She introduced it to us, and we
Fake
haven't seen
narrative.
anything else. And not just introduced, it wasn't a passing conversation. It was a whole scene.
Fake narrative. I told you in that Essence magazine how much trouble and everything she said in that Essence magazines about having a baby. I still haven't heard anything about the foundation once that happened to her. So
That's
I'm just
true.
saying.
And I'd like to see all of that. I want you to connect the dots with me, like right now, for instance. Here's another for instance. Everybody's saying that the health department came to her stuff, right? So I would like to see that play out on the show because I thought Stormy's warehouse was just a place where they shipped product. Are they making the product there?
Are you talking about the warehouse where the dog had the sick hat on?
Yes.
They're supposed to
With
be
the
making
dog
it
hat
there.
in the with the
Yeah, I
dog
didn't
hat
know
in
they
the
were making it
products.
there because she had all of her employees. There was only 7 people. None of them had masks on or the hairnet or
Gloves,
any of the things
nothing.
I think that's just a warehouse, y'all. I think her product
Wow.
comes from someplace else. So even with that, I mean, people ship things out of their house all the time that's not under a quality control thing. I want to see how this plays out. I would love for that to be on the show.
If we see how it plays out, if they put that on the TV,
Well, that's
maybe
what
she leaving because they don't want to put that on TV. I hope she do leave.
uh,
Period.
let me get
All
to
right, I'm gone. Let me go. All right.
Okay, thank
Okay,
you,
bye-bye.
Ty. Bye-bye. Hey, Mel B. Mel B, are you able to talk? Mel B.
Sorry, I was muted. Sorry. I was talking and I didn't realize it was muted.
Welcome. How you
Thank
doing?
you. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm awesome, thank you. So
Um,
what do you like to contribute to the conversation today?
2 things, but first I would like to say to you that I watch you on YouTube all the time. I
Uh,
think your commentary is very insightful.
oh,
You pick up things that nobody else picks up. So I listen to you all the time. It's very insightful.
my mama always said, "Where's this gift gonna come in at? Like you pay attention too much." And
Yeah.
now here it is.
Um,
Too much. Okay.
I like to talk about 2 things. The Kimmy situation and the Martell, Tiffany, and Marceau. But let me start with Kimmy first.
Uh-huh.
I think that the Kimmy and Marceau, and not Marceau, but Maurice, I think it's for a storyline.
Okay.
Because Kimmy knows that Maurice sets the rules of the house and she doesn't have a say. So she knows that there will never be a resolution. What Maurice says, that is what he says. So he's never going to back her up with the monster situation. So I think they are just using this for storyline, and they are just touching the surface, right? They are just giving us surface level, right? Because in previous, I think I saw her in a interview with Carlos, the recap, and Kimmy was talking about, yes, Maurice is very traditional. He believes the woman's role is to be this, and so to me, Kimmy knows where she stands, right? So I believe that, well, I don't like both relationships, but if I have to choose, I would prefer to be in Tisha's shoes than in Kimmy's shoes, because to me there's no wiggle room with Maurice. What he says is what he says, you know.
You think that there's more wiggle room with Marceau than Maurice?
Yes, I believe Maurice is a slave master, and Kimmy, yeah, and Kimmy knows her position. She knows and she plays it well. They just dress it up better. With Tisha would sort of complain, oh, Marceau complain, and Marceau would kind of talk, well, Tisha this and Tisha that. Of course, he's not going to budge, but he would try to placate her in a sort of way. That's how I see it. But with Maurice, he comes on TV and they play all lovey-dovey, but to me, in the home, he's stricter. That's how I see it. Right. I remember when Maurice told Kimmy that about bringing Monster, right? Kimmy cried.
Yeah, she did.
Say anything because she know she's not going to change Maurice's mind. What he says is what it is. She cried, and then I saw her in the next scene with her sister, and she was saying to her sister that both she and Maurice wants Monster. I'm like, that's not true. You cried. Then she was telling Jaylene about it, her son, and Jaylene was against it. And then she was sort of scolding Jaylene, but no, both me and Maurice, we want him to come and whatever, right? She cried, but yet she's telling Jaylene and she's telling her sister that both she and Maurice made the decision. Both of them are on board, right? So that's why I said Kimmy plays her position, and she know there is no wiggle room.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. In reference to Martell, right?
Yes.
Right. Sheree is a veteran in the reality world, right? If she wanted to read Tiffany down, she could have done so. But she doesn't care because she know it's a fake relationship. They're just doing it for camera time and TV and whatever. So she doesn't care, right? So why and what is Martell's end game by having this conversation with Tiffany? Yes, you want airtime, you want camera time, right? Because you know you and Sheree is not together. You never checked Coleslaw when she was disrespecting your wife. You never did. You know that Sheree is a strong woman. She's seasoned in this case. But you're coming to check Tiffany now to make us believe that Sheree is so weak. So if you're doing it for camera time, to me, but Martell is dumb. To me, what you should have done, make it more palatable. Right? So instead of having Marceau, you have Sheree there, and then you have Lou and Tiffany there because you are doing it for camera time. You're not pissed. You're not upset. So make it more palatable. But he's a fool. He's a fool. You have Marceau there and you there talking to Tiffany in that way. And I'm reading a lot of tweets and people are saying they should pop her and condoning violence. And I'm like, what is going on? No matter what Tiffany said, no matter if she's pregnant or not, this is a reality show. You are working, you are doing your job. You understand? Why are you promoting violence and saying Tiffany is too nosy and she should get popped and whatever? No, this is a reality show. You air each other's business out. Well, not them, because their storylines are fake. But that is how it's supposed to be. Your business is supposed to be on Front Street for we, the viewers, to consume. So this thing about pop Tiffany because she's pregnant, I'm not for that. I'm not for that. If you want to have a discussion with Tiffany and demolish you verbally, then fine. But this condoning of violence about you won't be pregnant forever and they should put hands on her, I'm not for it. I'm not for it at all.
Right. Right. And the show is more about business and family.
Yes.
Business and family aspect. And that's one of the things I did like the family part of it, but some of the stuff just did it didn't do it for me. But I appreciate what you had to say though.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. All right, Mel B. Well, I appreciate you, girl. I hope you come back up.
Thank you.
You're welcome. See you
Bye.
next time. Bye-bye. Okay, next in line is Sharon. What's up, Sharon?
Hello. Happy Memorial Day for everybody.
Happy Memorial Day. Where are you from?
Thank you.
I'm visiting my parents in Texas.
Texas.
I'm,
Okay.
I'm up from PA. I'm in PA.
I thought you had an island accent too.
Oh no.
Okay.
My allergies. That's what it is. Okay.
What's up? What do you want to talk about, Sheree?
All right. One thing as I saw was the Kimmy and Mel B. She was a trip. She cracked me up. But she, my point would be Maurice.
Okay.
And the reason for Maurice, you just don't cook for him. Because Maurice is, he's trying to be something he's not, and he's trying to do an image. But Kimmy had more experience, right? She was married before and divorced. It's easy to get Maurice. You just don't cook for him. That's it. Right. And then if you believe that he's gonna cheat on you, don't forget he's not divorcing you.
Nope.
He's not gonna divorce Kimmy whatsoever. So Kimmy, he cheat on you. You own that doc, okay?
Right.
You own everything. It's not materialistic because Kimmy won't get divorced either. But Kimmy can control over Maurice. If he cheats, that means I own his D. And that's it. Everything that she's ahead, and he had to do exactly what she says, and she do it right.
Right.
All right. And then that's the reason why I think Jalen is upset with his mother, because Jalen said she never act like this. She ought to be a strong woman that he knew and grew up with. And she never cried with me much she does since she married him. So Jalen is looking for that mama back, the one that he grew up with, the one who had a backbone. So that's what he's looking for. That's how I feel. Because when you do with your son, who you raised, and you a single mom, and he saw you fought for him in court, he want that black woman back.
Isn't that wild that we just learned that? And I don't even think she said it on the show. She said it in her recap that Jalen's dad took her to court for full custody.
No, it was in the reunion, the first reunion, second reunion, when Maurice's ex was on. They brought her on the reunion, and so they can have that. When Egypt was there, because Egypt is also a stepmom, and she's a mom, and so she had her there. So to figure out what's going on, so we can to make it more pleasurable. Wow. So she did do co-parenting. Remember that episode? And so that's how we found out. And
but I didn't know that. I heard her say it on the recap that Melody's a better woman than me, because I would never film with to this day. I don't have a relationship with him.
Yeah, Maurice, Kimmy would not do anything with her ex-husband because what happened in court. But when Maurice's ex-wife on the first reunion, they brought her on there because all the rumors was going on in Huntsville about how they got started. And that's how Egypt was able to try to talk to Marie's ex-wife, trying to do co-parenting, trying to hey, your son, more respectful for each other and so forth. So that was in the first reunion. But that's all she had to do for Maurice. And Kimmy, I think, first, she didn't want to tell the family that Maurice madly volunteered her son to the house. So she's been there with the boy for so many years. Now she kind of do, I think she do like the boy, but she know what's, again, she not a mom no more. Now she married, so she's taking a lead from him, enforcing that. Because I'm a stepmom, so I'm taking a lead from my husband, right, with his kids. I'm gonna tell what the kids are doing to him, but he does fine say so. Right. That's my belief. Then I think the next one I do believe is let's see.
Who is that?
Her name is
Tiffany.
Tiffany. That's it. Thank you. Tiffany said on Carlos King interview that how she got there was Martell told her it's about business.
Right.
Yes. So that's why she went there. He didn't say it was about talking about Cherie. It was about business. That's why she went there. And I think that I think Martell played the bad cop, and Marcel played the good cop, the ride cracker. That's what I saw. And Maurice,
you didn't think that scene was a little fake?
Yeah, it was fake. But you know, for two men, it was fake. And Mel, everybody know Martell knows that we know it's a fake relationship you're in. So Tiffany knew it was a fake relationship. So that's why she asked the question to Cherie. And Cherie couldn't answer the question because this was a real relationship. You can answer that question. Why are you messing with a cheating man? Because her history shows it.
Never seen Cherie at a loss for words with anybody else.
Never have. Basically, when someone tell you dealing with you telling we want RHA
is doing it like that, that would have been enough for me to be like, you don't know me from a pan of pain. Go, girl, we could go.
And then when she went on RHA, she made a big old scene that Bob hit her and all kind of stuff, and the other guy cheated. So here you are, you have a history on Housewives of Atlanta of someone cheat on you. You mess with someone else who cheat. You know, so Tiffany knew it was a fake situation. So she asked him basic questions. And for Martell, I think it was he was actually, to me, he is all of stage. Him and Marcel was stage. And he go, Marcel, well, she should hit you. I said, no woman gonna hit somebody else over something stupid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That was, you know, I think he watched too many white people. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say this. He watched too many of the Real Housewives of New York or California, because those people actually throw things in their faces and like that. They slap each other. The white women do that shit. Black people, so far we have seen, I don't think no black woman on RJ hit somebody in the face.
Okay. Or you said on RHOA?
No, Housewives Atlanta. I don't think they hit somebody in their face, but I know the other one. I think something did tug or something. I think that was. I'm not sure what it was, but
there was a tug of the hair. There was a tug of the hair, and then there was a situation where Nene was alleged to have done something behind a building with Kim.
Yeah, I saw those two. I saw, but again, we didn't see that on the show. But I know the tug of the hair thing happened because Sheree tugged on Kim hair. That part I saw
at the very end when Nene was on her way, when she had enough. Nene and Kenya had gotten to it where arms was stretched out like we about to go.
Okay, I didn't see that part.
It was few and far between. I will say they usually just argue.
Yeah, and do you know what they might catch it when Martell said to make a phone call and Tiffany said, "You're calling Lou?"
Yep.
Remember? And look how fast he backed down.
Yep.
And look what he said. I'm not calling him for this. You remember to see that? You see how fast he backed down because he knew then what he did wrong. And I can't wait till the other scene comes up when I see it because, and I told my husband about it, and he saw. I showed him a little clip they show you, right? He said this. What they trying to do, rile Lou up so that he could be out of character. Take him out of character. That's what they're doing. They've been doing that for different. I showed him the other scene of the bar scene. That incident happened. He said, "Yeah, they tried." Marcel. Yeah, Marcel just riled him up to take him out of character. Because so far he hasn't been out of character.
That makes sense. Quita J said that Nene said that when she gets into it with someone, she's smart enough not to be filmed. Okay, sure did say that. I remember. That's what Darren. I thank you. You had some good points today.
Thank you. I'm gonna drop down and have fun. I'm still listening.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Hey, Miss Travelnista.
Hey, Chica, how are you?
Good, Chica. What do you have to say about all of the things?
Well, first of all, where is Jalen?
I don't know why he's not being filmed this season. I don't know if he just decided not to be a part of the show. I have seen him at family gatherings with all of them, with all the Scotts, Marceau's family, and I've seen him in those situations. But maybe he's not working. Actually, he is still working there, isn't he? I think I did see video of him working there.
I thought somebody said he went back to school.
Oh, did he really? Okay.
I'm not 100%, but I think I heard somebody say that.
I'm hoping that Kimmy gives us some insight into it because he kind of just fell off the map. I don't think he was barely on last season either.
No, not much at all. But I just wanted to comment on a few things. The first one was, where is Jalen? And then the other thing, the scene with Melanie and Kimmy hugging. Did anyone notice that Kimmy seemed to be in dire need of that affection from Mel? That embrace,
Yes.
it was just something
I
about
wish she could be
that
like that.
embrace.
I wish she could be like that around the Scots, though.
You
So
think you
I
think
just,
you think something was going on where she was just like happy that Mel was there?
yeah, and then it took me back to the scene where she had the support dog.
Support dog. That's what I thought too. I said, Kimmy is, I think right now Kimmy is, and I'm, again, I don't know because they haven't said it, but when you go through those kind of situations where she almost lost her life, I think she is in a place where they're trying to show her valuing friendships more. Like, listen, there may have been some BS that, went on between the two of us, but it's not there for me anymore. And I don't want you to hold on to it either. You know what I'm saying? Does that
Yeah,
make sense?
I see your point. At the same time, I will say this, I stand on it. Kimmy is still a snake, in my opinion.
Okay.
She's a snake. And
I
as
agree.
far as the cancer itself, my mother was diagnosed 30 some odd years ago, and in 2018, it progressed to stage 4. Now she has over the years been in remission, and then even after being diagnosed with the stage 4, she went into remission for almost a year, but she's back at stage 4. The stage 4 is back again, and so
Sorry.
I thank you for that. But I just the way Kimmy moves and knowing my experience, with my mother, it just, for TV, it's not something I think I would have signed up for, but that's neither here nor there. But the other point I wanted to make was that I saw the snippet of Tiffany and Marceau and Martell,
Uh-huh.
and the women on the comments, they went in on Tiffany so hard. And I'm like, these are women and these are two men.
You were saying going in on Tiffany saying you deserve what you get kind of comments?
Yep, there
I
was
saw a lot of those comments. I mean, I didn't write any, by the way, but I did see a lot of it.
very little support for Tiffany. And I know that her job was on the line, so she came in blazing, this season, to hold her position or what have you. But at the end of the day, Martell is just, in my opinion, just lower than low. We've had enough that I don't think no canvas can be painted in a positive light for him. That's just my opinion.
All right.
And so yeah, they just really the women really went in, on her. If he wanted to have a conversation, he should have had that conversation with her and her husband, and then to fake it for her to show up, and then for Marceau to actually say she need to be slapped. The show it's gone downhill. It's totally removed from what Melanie's vision was. I'll say that. And then the other thing I wanted to comment on is Belle Collective with Latrice and Cliff. That man called her out her name more than one time. If you read the captions,
her a B? He did, right?
And he called her MF too. And he called her a snake. And she has daddy issues for sure. But from what I have saw, Latrice is very smart. Smart. She's very book smart, because I think her background as far as education is in chemistry. But to put up with what she's put up with from Cliff, especially. I want to see how that's going to play out, especially from what happened with that going forward. And also for them to bring Selena on the show when Selena and Cliff has had they have a past, and that being JJ's ex-wife, but she's friends with Selena. I thought that was kind of odd, you know. But those are basically my thoughts. Didn't want to take up too much time, just wanted to express those thoughts. Dana, are you there?
Where did Dyana go?
Can you see me?
Now we can.
Okay, I'm sorry about that, y'all. Listen, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened there. I was saying thank you. You didn't hear anything I said. I said thank you for coming up because you rarely come up on the panel. So I appreciate your coming up and talking with us. So
I rarely come up because it's just too much. I saw a lot of negativity over a year ago on YouTube, so I kind of laid back because it's okay. I like to support who I support, but I got a life.
Right. I understand, but I still appreciate your comments, and I like hearing everybody's perspective about the show because it helps us understand what's going on a little better. So I appreciate you always.
Thank you. I'm going to drop down. Everybody enjoy the rest of the holiday, which I'm actually working, so it's no holiday for me, so to speak.
Okay.
You as well.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Hey, Justice. Hey, Justice.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. How's it going?
Oh, I'm good. How are you doing?
Awesome.
Great. I love your platform. I enjoy it. Sometimes I just sit and just listen. But today you're talking my cup of tea.
Okay, girl. What?
That Martell Holt. Oh my God. Oh my God. I tell you, I am just so waiting until the full repercussions of his actions catch up with him. That's the only reason I'm even paying any attention to the show. I got to see the completion of reaping and sowing. I saw him sowing in this and that in the Melanie's life, the children's life, her mother's life, her brother's life. And I am just waiting for his payday to come full force. And I have two questions. Where is Carlos King speaking on this issue of the P tape? Not one single word toward inspiring or encouraging Melanie or her mom or even us, the female viewers. He has said nothing that I have heard. But he made the statement that I love my cast. I love my people. Melanie's not going anywhere. I love my people. No, you love what Melanie does for the show. She's a draw. That's what you love. But as far as loving her, I don't see it. Because if my neighbor is in distress and I can say an encouraging word or supportive word, I would do that. And they could be a stranger, but yet we're talking about someone he professed to love. And even if he didn't love her and he loved Martell like he said he do,
right?
Why wouldn't you speak up and have him there and say, listen, I don't know if it's true or not, but if it is, it's not right. And if you just being falsely accused, I'm with you all the way. Why he did nothing for any of them, particularly Melanie, but nothing for Martell either. And in the midst of it, he trying to sell a suit, seeing as how these are his suits. He fronting it for Martell. And then one other question.
Yes, ma'am.
Where is Coleslaw? Where is Coleslaw? Don't forget about her. Keep her name out there. Don't let her get comfortable thinking that the dirt she has done is now under the rug. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Green eggs and ham. It's out here. It's not going anywhere. She's not going to get off that easy. It's going to stay abreast, because if it dies, then what lives is her opportunities to do other things, pretending she's a whole different person. But I think that her reaping is that everybody know who she is. Sometimes just knowing a person and who they are is enough, because it won't allow them to do anything else.
That's true. That's true. And that's why I said at the end of the day, we should be talking about it, and we should be talking about it in a way that says, listen, if this happened, what else happened? Because
That's right.
it
Mhm.
keeps the heat
Mhm.
people.
Mhm.
Now we saw her say, well, no, no, guys, that's not me. That's not me. I don't know anything about it. I didn't do it. Listen, if she
Mhm.
wanted to do that, she got her ass off of the, excuse me,
Mhm. Mhm.
off of that live. We ain't heard from her since.
Not a
She said
word.
what, scared to death? Scared
Not a
when she gonna
word.
get there and knock at her door?
Well,
Mhm. But have you noticed that Martell hasn't said anything in her defense or his own?
well, I'm sure he's
Every Yeah,
not.
everybody went silent.
If he has
That's
a
the
lawyer,
thing.
I'm sure that lawyer told him. And we also forget it was already addressed at some point. You feel me? With
Mm.
last year when it went down, and Melody had to have with her lawyer, and I believe
Mhm.
that that was information that was also brought up at in the court during the other stuff. But
Mhm.
this conversation, even though it was a threat, it didn't push forward, but it
Mm.
was still brought up and it was out there. And now this brings
Mhm.
the attention back to him. And there's nothing wrong with that, because he was in a frame of mind where if he went that far,
Mhm.
allegedly,
Mhm. Mhm.
things would have definitely happened. Allegedly. As
Mhm.
someone said, what did they say? Allegedly, my opinion, and for real.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm. That's right. That's right. But I'm just
Diana, can I
wondering.
ask you a question?
Yes, ma'am.
So whenever that came out, I'm picking back off the lady. I can't see her name, but I'm picking back off of her. But whenever the girl came out and she told Mel what was going on or whatever, it seemed like I was on YouTube and it was so many content creators just dragging that girl. I'm like, oh my God. Mel said she believed her 120%, and that was not even good enough. I was like, what do these people want? It was the craziest thing.
You know,
May I ask you a question?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you call drag? What is a drag to you? Because I didn't hear anybody drag her. I heard people saying, "What took you so long?" To me, that's a question, and it's one that deserves an answer.
It does deserve an answer, but at the same time, it could also be a drag. They was digging up. She's not married. That's not her real name. She's got secrets. She's lying. There was a whole bunch of stuff about her.
Well, what I heard, what that I called a drag, was when she originally said that she didn't know anything. She didn't have nothing to do with nobody. She didn't know. But then she turned around after the drag, the real drag, like, no, 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 no. No, you know this woman. And once they did that, then she came forth and admitted to knowing this woman, admitted to conversations with her later on, admitted to text messages with Martell. So it stands to reason that people are going to doubt you. If I got to pick you up like a piggy bank and shake the truth out of you, then you can't tell me ain't no more coins hid in the corners. You can't tell me that. So they just did what they had to do to try and protect Melanie, and it worked, because that's why she talked. She said if nobody had said anything, she wouldn't have said anything. Those are
Wow.
her words.
And I heard Wanda say on her live today, I think it was today, she said, they're talking about Tisha ain't said nothing. Tisha ain't said nothing. What Tisha gonna say anything for? How about when Tisha asked her about her husband and she told Tisha, roll up to the bar, girl, roll on up to the bar, girl. I was like, are you serious right now?
Yeah, she's serious, but you know how they're dragging Tisha? They're not buying Tisha's fake products. You see, it's more than one way to skin a cat. Sometimes you can whoop a person and never open your mouth. Her 10 bottles of children's shampoo or whatever is still on the shelf.
That much may be true because somebody asked her what's the ingredients in the kids' products. Tisha's response was, girl, you need to go buy the product. You want to know that? Go buy the product. I said, what? Them people's
Yeah, well,
crazy.
one thing we know that's possibly, allegedly, could be in the product is dog hair because it's being distributed from Canvas Beauty, where the health department allegedly has given notice on animals up in there and unclean, unsanitary conditions. So allegedly, you could possibly get some dog hair,
That is true, but she changed that. She went down there and changed that today as well.
but that don't mean that the distributor has changed just because you change the
Right,
writing.
right. It's
You have
already out
already,
there.
when God opened up doors for you to see truth, it's not a mystery when Satan come back and address the truth with a lie. They said oh, that's just Mary's boy. He say he king. He said in 3 days he'll raise the temple.
So
He's a demon. They said everything. So it doesn't matter what they say, what come out of you. What she printed, read it, saw it, printed it, that's what she intended to print. It only became a problem when we saw it.
well,
When we saw it.
here's the thing. That's a lot to admit to. It is a lot to admit to a public forum as opposed to just a one-on-one with Melody. When people started coming for her, people that she don't know, because at the end of the day, when you are being attacked online, I'll use the word attacked,
Mm-hmm.
know who's coming at you. So you don't see these people. You just know there's energy around you that is negative. So I'll say that first. Now, she came out and she was like, I'm going to be truthful about everything. And when she was found out not to be truthful about everything, she needed to make that right.
Mm-hmm.
And when I talked to you guys about it a couple of weeks ago, I said she had courage where people to this very day still not be able to stand on their truth, period. So she had some courage to say, yo, I I should have said this or whatever the case. I didn't tell Mel. And this is why I didn't tell Mel or whatever that woman
Mm-hmm.
was able to say it in the moment as opposed to running off and not saying anything. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that's just her personality that
Yeah.
allows her to do that.
And I can agree with what you're saying, that she had courage.
She had
But
courage.
the only problem I have is what she said. She said, I didn't know her.
She did
That's why I
say
didn't tell her. I didn't know her. Those are her words. I
she did
didn't tell
say
her because I didn't know her.
she did say that. She did not
Yes. And so
like
that means to me that when you called her up, when you contacted her, however you did it, saying, would you like me to do your hair? You didn't know her.
she didn't know her. And
Exactly. So your courage is selective. That's
just
the problem I got.
just as you also have to take in mind, how do you just follow up with somebody and say, someone told me about a sex tape?
Absolutely, I agree with that.
This is her ex-husband and a woman who has done so much to play with her mind that this stranger coming out of nowhere,
Mm-hmm.
that ain't gonna feel right either.
No, I wouldn't say she never didn't want to tell her. She probably didn't know how to
It's
approach her
Mm,
with
to
something
say.
like that.
I can
mm,
say I'm gonna tell you how my mind worked.
mm,
I would be paranoid as hell if someone, now I know I know what it is, right? I know what, if this is something that me and my husband did, I know this. But if someone that I don't know at all just comes out and say, I heard from your ex-husband's mistress, this happened, I would be like, who are you? Like, what is this? I wouldn't have taken it. I would have taken the way Melody says right now, Martell, you have no right to ever tell that woman anything about me. Don't tell her I have COVID. Don't tell her nothing. The way she violates me time and time and time and time again, my next thought would be, this is a setup. This is something that she's doing to make me lose my mind. And I probably would lose it. That's me. But I think everybody would handle it differently. Melody takes information in, and sometimes she'll be on the internet the next day smiling. That's not me. I'm
mm,
the type of person who needs to be in a room someplace for a couple of days until I get myself right.
mhm.
It just depends on who it is.
But I
Mhm.
think it's hard to just tell somebody that you know,
You
and
don't know.
yeah, you don't know because it didn't happen. It's just this is what someone told me. But she takes information in like that every single day at the same time. Everybody contacts her and tells her things every single day. And I I don't know how she does it. I don't know how she does it, but yeah, she does take that information in every single day.
I know
Mhm.
that's overwhelming because the whole show itself is overwhelming to me, and I'm not even on it. So yes, that's a lot to endure throughout the course of a day.
Right.
Mhm.
Exactly. Exactly. So that's what I think. But at the same time, I agree with Miss Vanessa and when she said it brought something to light that they already knew was true, but it gave it the weight they needed. And that also, just her words, there's more out there. She believes that there's more out there because of it, because they know what type of person he is. And now it allows them, when you know what you're working with, you know how to move, you know how to operate. It's so hard to operate in the dark when you don't know what's going on. You can think it all you want to. It just makes you paranoid and it makes you make bad decisions.
Mm.
You don't agree with that?
No, I agree with what you're saying, but I just don't agree that all of that you're saying applies to that person,
Applies to
because that person went and put the same information that you could not reveal privately publicly.
her. Mhm.
That's the pressure to get up there publicly. Well, how you know Mel wouldn't just come up there and say quit lying? But if you'd have did it in private and she'd have said quit lying, it was just between you two. I'm just saying, a bit to me, just for me, a better way would have been to immediately let this person know prior to me calling her trying to do her hair. If you got that much gumption to call up a stranger that you don't know, but you know you got information on, you got this. You already got this. You already received it. She knew this at the time she asking to do her hair. What if Mel had said, yes, I'd like you to do my hair? How long would you have held it? Would it give you courage to tell her? Or would you just been working with her knowing what you know?
I
Would you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. It just seemed to me character steps forward. Character, something that's in your DNA. You can't hold it back. Regardless of, oh, I'm scared she might not like me. Oh, I'm scared she might not believe me. No, this is what I've been told, and I think you have a right to know. Do with it what you will. But
Well, I'm like what Miss Vanessa said. God uses people at the right time.
no, we're not talking about time
agree.
right now. We're talking about character.
You may not be talking about time right now, but I'm talking about time.
So
Mm,
let me say this, ladies. Let me say this because we're gonna move on from the subject because we've been on for a minute. Character is built. Character is built. You can
mm-hmm.
it's something that people get to in their time. So we know that it happened. We know that this information is out there now, and we know that Melody and her mama, at the very minimum, is happy that they have it. So that's all we can do at this point is just be okay with the fact that they feel like it's good they have the information. But I do want to
Yeah.
get a clue, and I thank you so much, Miss Justice, for sharing your opinion about all of this. There's nothing wrong with that, but um, it is what it is. Somebody said character is also minding your own business. What? Character is also minding the business that pays you. Okay, so I just want to say that. So character is built, but I think just from where I'm standing, when I was watching it all go down, I was just like, ooh, how is this gonna happen next? What's gonna happen next? And then um it is what it is. I can tell you this is what I live by, and then I'm gonna drop the subject. I can't be more upset, I can't be more angry, I can't be more depressed than the person it's happening to. Once that person says, I'm okay, or I'm moving past it because this is what's going on in my life and I can't give it any more attention, I'm right there with them. So that's how I feel about it. But I want to hear what Get a Clue has to say. I want to thank you, Miss Justice, for coming up and telling us everything, all of your thoughts. It's always appreciated. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. All right, Miss Get a Clue. How's it going?
It's going good, Diana. Hi, panel. I've enjoyed your conversation today, and I I was, the whole scene with Tiffany and Marcel and Martell, that just reminded me so much of church. I don't
Okay.
know if anybody has been like to black church and really dealt with like the misogyny and everything that goes on when you start serving in church, but that type of behavior that they did, it just reminded me of stuff I've seen at church. And where they always feel like, the males always feel like, every woman is supposed to be under their submission. And that is not biblically sound thinking. But nevertheless, this ain't a biblical show. And I understand what you're saying. I agree with you when you're like, yeah, when the person says like, "Hey, I gotta move on," then that's when I have to drop it too. And I think didn't Melody come out saying that, like
She
that
did. She did say that, and that's why because, and I say this as I've said this before, y'all can listen to my old videos. I take on other people's energy, so I know how a lot of you feel. I understand it when something is going on, you're watching something in real time, you can take on that energy and you carry it like it belongs to you. It's not yours.
yes,
It's not yours. You shouldn't take it on like it's yours. And you got to know when to let it go, because you'll carry it for a long time. Well, after those people then dropped it off.
moved on. They done moved on, became friends, made up about 1,000 times.
Facts.
Yeah, I understand exactly what you're saying. And when I saw her say that, I was like, boom, okay, there it is. Like, I can't be more upset than she is about him crashing her kid's party. You know what I mean? Or whatever. So at this point in time, like, I don't know, like I'm still blacked out. I'm not watching the show. I get all my information from you and from other content creators, which I'm grateful for, all of that because it's entertaining. But I must say, it can be emotionally draining. So I like it when y'all like add a little something different, like that in that panel that you did with the men, and then you're gonna do something different. I'm excited about that. That was great. Like I like that little time because I needed that. I was like, oh, come through. Girl.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
That
you so
really
much
means
for
a lot
that
to
because you
me.
could get bogged down with this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
It's
like you
heavy.
said, take it and own. And I'm an empath like that. That's what I do. I will take that thing on. I will fight your fight harder than you fight
Thank
your fight if
you.
allowed to. You
Say
know what I'm saying?
it.
So that was a good reminder for me. I don't know about for nobody else, but for me, hey, let it go. Got it. Roger that. And so
Roger.
happy Memorial Day, everybody. And I
Thank
love your
you
show, Diana. Keep
all.
doing what you're doing, girl.
Oh, thank
I'm gonna
you so
drop down.
much. I appreciate you so much. You guys, thank y'all for joining me today, this Memorial Day, this holiday. You guys could have done anything with anybody else, and you came and you spent some time with me. So I appreciate every single one of you, all of my mods, all of you who blessed the chat, and all of you who just watched, didn't have a whole lot to do, just felt entertained. Thank you to Bronx Girl for blessing the channel, and for Vivian Clark for becoming a new member of the channel, you guys. I really enjoyed talking to you today, and I am hoping that I can get another one up for you tomorrow. I think that coming in the afternoon works better for me, actually. So, anyways, I hope that everything, you guys enjoy your day, that you get outside and get some fresh air. If you are working, that you can go outside and get some fresh air. And I will see you all, including you, Miss Gloria Strickland. I will see
Thank you, ma'am. Enjoyed you.
I enjoyed you too, ma'am. I can't wait to see you all the next time. Okay, so bye-bye, y'all.